You know, there's something about being in a vape shop the first thing in the morning. Hi guys, this is Big Time Vapes, and guess what? We're at Knoxville Vintage Vapors. Stick around, interview coming your way. Hey guys, this is DJ B with Big Time Vapes. As you know, we're here at Vintage Vapors in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's game day, go Vols. But anyway, we have with me the owners of Vintage Vapors. We have Glenn and Karen Cate, and one of their employees, Brian, behind me here. And we wanted to do this show to feature their shop. This is a very unique place to come to here in Knoxville. You have seen in a previous episode, we did a little mini review when we first come to this location, and we wanted to come in and interview this fine couple, and so you can get a little bit more education on what they do here. So, Glenn, good to have you.
Thank you.
And Karen, pleasure. She is the bartender here at Vintage Vapors, and Brian is the mechanical guy. He can build mods and blow big clouds and all kinds of stuff back here. But anyway, Glenn, I want to ask you question number one, of course. Tell us a little bit about, and our viewers, tell us how you and Karen got into vaping.
This November it'll be 4 years since I started vaping. I tried everything else. Nothing had worked for me. My health had gotten to the point that I couldn't walk from one side of the building to the other in my office, and knew I needed to do something else. And a guy I worked with had an electronic cigarette, but I always saw him outside smoking. He had the little cig-alike, and it just didn't seem to work for him. But I thought, you know, I'll try. I've wasted money on everything else. I'll try this fad too, and ordered one. And the day I got my first kit, I quit. And it's been, like I say, this November will be 4 years for me, and
September will be two.
Two for her. So it's changed our lives. I mean, it is, besides the business aspect, it is just my health. Last winter I was able to walk home 2 miles in the snow and I wasn't out of breath. And I haven't changed anything else. I'm still a couch potato. I still need to lose a few pounds, but it has dramatically changed our lives.
Well, you know, you just touched on something that you actually bring up a good point where you mentioned the word fad. What is your belief with vaping? Now, vaping is not a brand new thing. However, in the last year or two, it has exploded, especially here in the Knoxville area. So what is your opinion of persons who come in and say, well, vaping is just a fad? What do you say to that?
Well, and we do hear that a lot. We do get a lot of people come in and say, yeah, this is a fad. It's a fad. If it's a fad, it's exploding. I mean, it is growing. It kind of, one of our other employees, Jeff, made the reference the other day, it's kind of like cell phones. You know, that when the cell phone industry blew up, you know, everybody thought, you know, that'll go away. And it's, you know, cell phones now have taken over our lives. I mean, we do everything with them. And electronic cigarettes, vaporizers, are doing the same thing. I mean, they are changing people's lives. So many people see their friends that have smoked for years. And like our friends, all of our friends are the same way. They know how much we enjoyed smoking. And all of a sudden, we're enjoying something even more. And so that personal relationship comes into play, and people see that and see that this is more than just a fad. This is something that actually works for people.
Great point. Very great point. Well, you know, as I told you in the previous episode, guys, this shop is themed out. One of the best that I have seen. And by the way, Angie is on camera today, and she says hi to everybody. Say hi, Angie.
Hi.
She's back behind the camera today. But what a wonderful themed shop this is. So, Glenn, I want to ask you, tell us how you came up with your theme and the design and the decor here at Vintage Vapors.
Okay. The original Vintage Vapors is in Chattanooga. Steve and Brandy Dockery owned that shop, and became friends with them. And I remember the first time, because me and my wife have traveled, went through other, you know, vape lounges and vape shops across the country, and they were all very retail. Fluorescent lights, white walls.
Very plain Jane looking.
Very much. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just didn't appeal to us. And we went down to Vintage in Chattanooga before they even opened. They didn't even have stock in their cases. And we were supposed to meet them, see the shop. and we had a dinner appointment 2 hours later, and I remember this conversation. We were like, what are we going to do for 2 hours? They're not even open. You know? And we walked in and fell in love with the place. Very similar look to ours. Theirs just kind of a coffee house, bar feel. And the next thing we knew, it was 2 hours later, and we were almost late for our dinner appointment. And it was just like, because we felt at home. And so we just fell in love with the shop. And so when we finally decided to open a shop of our own, worked with Steve, and we just decided that, you know, a vintage vapor is what we wanted to do. And so we came up with our own theme based of the speakeasy. We were actually, while we were getting everything set up for the shop, we were taking a Midwest trip, went through Chicago, and we're taking the gangster tour. And literally riding
the gangster tour.
We were doing the gangster tour of old Chicago. We were literally sitting outside of the scene of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh, wow.
And we looked at each other and went, this is what we're doing. We're going to do a speakeasy, Al Capone, the whole 1920s era. And we fell in love with it.
Well, I do need to interject here. When he says speakeasy, there is no alcohol served here. We just want to put that on the record, right, Glenn?
Correct.
We don't have any moonshine or any illegal activity happening down here at Vintage Vapors, although the decor is speakeasy. Come down and have a good time here. Okay, Glenn and Karen, she's our bartender for today. Tell our viewers a few of the exclusive juices that you carry here at Vintage Vapors.
Well, we do, of course, our own house brand, the Vintage Vapor line that we carry. You can only get that at Vintage Vapors here in Knoxville or Chattanooga. We have shipped some recently overseas. Steve has sent some to England, several places around the world. So it's our own line. We're very proud of it. Everything is a combination of flavors. There's not just a strawberry, not just a cherry. We have strawberries and cream. So we have, you know, mixtures. And it's a very popular line. We sell a lot of it. We're very proud to be associated with that juice. It is all made in Chattanooga. Steve and Brandy make it down there at their location. And very proud to be associated with our house brand.
Now this is called Redwood, is that
my
correct?
favorite right there.
Okay, now what is the flavor profile for this particular
It
juice?
is Kentucky bourbon and apple pie.
Wow, nice combination. Love the bottles. Guys, you know I like glass bottles. It's the amber glass with the glass dripper. Very vintage label. It kind of goes with the theme of your shop. I like the fact that they have dates on these bottles as well as the ingredients and the nick level. Also the warning label is very prevalent on there as well. So very, very good product. Bourbon and apple pie. So you need to come down and try this one. What else have you got, Glenn?
Well, we also carry the Suicide Bunny line, also their new label that's come out, the King's Crown, so we carry both of those. Suicide Bunny, national brand, very popular. Again, mixture, variety of flavors in those. Theirs are a cream base. Very popular brand that we like to carry, very out of Texas. Pip the Bunnies who designed those flavors, and they're again proud to carry those. Very popular brand across the country.
Now, what flavor profile does this particular one have?
That is the OB. That's the original Bunny. That's their base flavor.
Okay.
It's a cream and cake base flavor, and that's kind of their base for all the Suicide Bunny line that they start with. They add strawberry, and that's where you get mother's milk, and which is one of their more popular flavors. So it's just a very good cream base line.
Okay. Guys, you know, in a previous episode, we done a flavor testing on Derailed, and then of course we have some other Suicide Bunny brands that we're going to be doing in future episodes. So stay tuned for that. What else have we got here?
Well, this is our newest line that we've come out with. It's called Zombie Dung. It is a cereal.
Wait a minute. It's called what?
Zombie Dung.
Zombie Dung.
This is a cereal-based line. We've had a lot of requests for that. A lot of people like the cereal-based flavors. And we've got 5 flavors in that right now. That one is Toxic Loops, which is a Fruit Loops flavor.
Fruit Loops. Hey, guys, if you've been watching the threads on Facebook and things like that from these guys, they've been talking about this, and we're going to try this here in just a second.
Fruit Loops and the Grindhouse Apple, which is Apple Jacks, have been the top 2 sellers so far, and it is
Zombie dung.
It brings out the kid in all of us.
No doubt. Hey, I tell you, this is nice, guys. It's got a cobalt blue glass bottle. Very unique label. It's got the zombie head on the front of it. And I tell you what, I can't wait to jump in and try these. So what other juice have we got
One
next?
other one we carry, it's out of Tacoma, Washington. It's called Stash Sauce. Kind of fits our theme here. We have the whole mustache thing going on. That one is, again, a very popular brand out of Tacoma, Washington. They come with the wax seals like Maker's Mark on them. Then once you break that seal, you can put your dropper in there. So very, very popular flavors with those also.
So the Flavor Saver. What exactly is the flavor
That
profile?
is a mixed Jolly Rancher.
Mixed Jolly Rancher.
Watermelon, grape, peach. And it's one of those kind of the different heat settings, you know, whatever you set your voltage at, you'll get a different flavor out of it.
Exactly right, guys. The first time we came in to visit them, we purchased, I believe it was Handlebar from the mustache sauce. Let me tell you, if you saw my review, that was a bang, count it. That was an all-day vape. I loved it. Loved it. Thank you, my dear, for getting me on that. Loved that flavor. Mustache sauce, awesome brand, awesome flavors. Can't talk enough about it. Okay, so let's try. I want to sample. What do you got for me to try here?
I've got Grindhouse here. This is Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks. Okay. Do we have a bottle of what this came out of where we can show?
We do.
Green.
It is this bottle here. Some like
Oh,
Grindhouse.
that's all
What'd you do with it?
Oh my.
good.
And this is the Apple Jack?
That is the Apple Jacks.
Sorry, this one's the Grindhouse apple.
Apple and cinnamon.
Like it?
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a review. I wasn't going to do that on the show today, but let's first show you this bottle. Let me hand you that back, dear. Thank you so much. Zombie Dung. Oh my gosh, what can I say? There it is. It's the Apple Jacks. Here's the review. On a scale of 1 to 10, guys, you know my how I rate things. 1 being, and then 10 being great. It goes into my daily juice rotation. But this one, bang! Count it! This is an all-day vape. If you love the cereal flavors, this juice is sweet, it's smooth. Like I said in the previous videos about the mustache sauce, you can roll out of bed and vape it. You can vape it after breakfast. You can vape it after lunch. Vape it for afternoon delight. And vape it after supper and vape it before you go to bed. This is an all-day vape for me. So be sure you come down here and check this out, guys, for the Apple Jacks Home Run. Great stuff.
Awesome. It's my favorite too.
All right, we're going to go on to the next couple things that we want to cover before we close out today's show. We want to also feature some of your what other vaping products do you have that you offer here at the shop?
Okay. Like most shops, you know, we carry just your beginner starter kits. We want to, our goal is to get people from smoking. I mean, that's our goal. We carry everything from beginner devices to high-end mods, but getting those people that are smokers, that's our target audience. That's who we want to reach. And so, you know, we have everything from your beginner starter kits. We carry, of course, you know, the high-end 30 watt, 50 watt mods, different types. One of our
And this is a Siegley, right?
Segaly.
Segaly?
Segaly 30 watt. Very nice device that they've just come out with recently. It's got the tilt sensor on it, so you can adjust your voltage or your wattage on it just by tilting it to the side. So we carry everything, like I say, from beginner devices to high-end mods.
Feels really nice.
Yeah, it's got a good feel to it. One of the things we're real proud of is that's very unique to us is Brian back here is our craftsman, and we do custom work. We do a lot of steampunking. This one we've nicknamed Frankenstein, and believe it or not, that is an MVP, even though there's no button on the front. The button has actually been moved to the top. As you can see, it adds a lot of flair to them. Each one is serial numbered, each one is unique. That button on top, if you want to push that, it is a green LED. That's why it's kind of nicknamed Frankenstein. From subtle work to them to the extreme like that one, we do tube mods, different kinds. The MVPs are kind of that staple that we have, and Brian does all that work to them and makes them very unique.
So, Brian, you manufacture and put together this design, right? So where do you get your inspiration from to come up with such unique designs for these devices?
Honestly, it's actually something that I've been doing since I was probably about 12 years old. Most of my inspiration coming from my grandmother. She was a arts and crafts woman. She made wicker baskets, clocks and stuff, and decorated them, made them into her own look and her own appeal. And she sold them in consignments and yard sales, flea markets. So I got most of my crafty ideas from her, and it's kind of transferred on into this industry. I've always put my own custom look to something that kind of makes it unique, one of a kind.
Well, it definitely is unique, one of a kind. Only here at Vintage Vapors can you get a quality, high design product such as this. MVP, don't look like your normal MVP. This is very nice to have. If you want to stand out in a crowd, especially in the vaping community, you need one of these designs from Brian. Fantastic. I love this. All right, what else do we have, Glenn?
Well, there again, like I say, carrying the kind of the mid-range devices, the E-LVT is very popular. It's a device we recommend for anyone that's in a construction type job, or like me, like to drop things and break things a lot. It's very sturdy, shock-proof, water resistant.
Very heavy duty.
Yeah, very heavy duty. It's not waterproof by any stretch, but it is water resistant. But I know they've done some videos where they've run over them with a truck and shot them with a .22, and
why?
Very sturdy device.
Why would you want to shoot your mom with a .22?
I don't know, there's been days.
I mean, I get wild sometimes, but I'm not going to do that. But anyway, yeah, this has got a very nice feel. It's got kind of like a rubber coating on it, which I guess lends to the shock-proof value.
Yeah.
Much more protected than the regular MVP is. So yeah, this is a great product. Now, what does this typically retail for?
That one retails for $80.
Okay.
And it does include, we do include the battery with that also.
Does include the battery, okay. What about your Frankenstein MVP? Where did that go? Let's bring that.
The MVPs will range in price depending upon some of them. We don't go to this extreme. This one is more of the higher end one because the casing has actually been sanded down and there's actually been some hand etching and everything. That one retails for $120. We do them anywhere starting from $80 and up.
Well, that's still a great price, because what you're actually getting not only is a nice mod, but you're getting a work of art. And it's, like I said, it's one of a kind, and not all of them are alike. So you need to come down and get one of these. I'm telling you, I'd like to take one home myself.
And also, just for that, since you do have an MVP, we do offer to steam pump your mod for you.
Oh, really? Okay, so a person who has their own MVP can bring it in, and Brian can work his magic and designs on this unit here. Okay, great. Well, let me ask you guys this, since you're in business and you see a lot, what good advice can you give our viewers if you have someone that's watching this show and they're wanting to get off of cigarettes or chewing tobacco like myself? What good advice can you give them to get started?
Best advice I can give them right now is there's so many products out there, and there's so much information and disinformation. Visit a local shop, not a kiosk, but go to an actual brick and mortar shop in your location. Talk to the people in there and get some good advice, because there are a lot of shops. I mean, a year ago at this time there was not a single shop in Knoxville. Now there's over 22.
Wow.
So there's a lot of shops and they're popping up everywhere, but go to a shop that has, that's been open for a little while, that have people that are dedicated to do this, and talk to them. Like I said, we've got 4 display cases up here, and even people that come here can be overwhelming. And we've got one case that is dedicated just to beginners, just to people wanting information.
Oh, so you have a beginners section here in the shop.
Yes, because they can get overwhelmed. And so we're like, they'll come in and we'll be like, go right here, ignore everything else. Because it can be it was overwhelming for me on the internet trying to do research, 4 years ago. So go talk to someone and and come in here. We have people come in all the time. They don't buy anything. They just want to know. They're looking for information for themselves or a family member.
Just curious.
Right, and we love talking to those people because, we want to help them understand because, like I say, and then there's so much disinformation out there, people saying we don't know what's in these, we do know what's in them. And so just seek out some professionals.
So we want to encourage you, if you're a new vapor or you want to begin, do your due diligence and research and go to a brick and mortar store such as Vintage Vapors here in Knoxville. They will take great care of you and get you started with everything you need. Finally, Glenn, tell us about a celebration that you guys have coming up here soon.
We're very, very proud of coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
1 year.
September 28th.
Awesome.
It's also Karen's birthday.
Karen's birthday.
So it'll probably be a little
Now,
mini birthday
There was no
party.
rushing involved trying to get that.
now I'm a gentleman. I won't ask how old she's going to be. But anyway, tell us a little bit more about what activities you're going to have here.
Yeah, it's going to be on Sunday, September 28th. We have plans to rope off part of the parking lot out here. We are going to have some giveaways, some special prizes to give away. Our plans right now are to have a 3-piece jazz band. Weather permitting, they'll be outside.
Live music.
Live music. We're going to have free food.
Free food. Hey, you guys show up for free food, right?
If everything works out, we have plans to have a 1928 Cadillac, just like Al Capone used to ride in, parked
Wow.
right out front. So we're just trying to piece together, put everything together, and have a really special event, fit the theme. Some nice giveaways, and we're going to close that day at 4. We normally are open Sunday 12 to 6, but we're going to close at 4, start the party around 6, and just have a good time.
Well, I can tell you what, if you put into the celebration what you've put here in your business, it's going to be an overwhelming success. And I can't wait to see what all happens at this celebration. But we're going to close this video out. We want to thank Glenn, his wife Karen, and Brian behind me here. And come on out and see Vintage Vapors. Like I said, this is a great group of people, great products, great juices, taste good. What is the zombie dung? I can't get over that. That's crazy. But anyway, hey, we love all of our viewers and we love all of our subscribers. If you've not done so, go up here in the top corner and click subscribe. We're just on a vaping tour of East Tennessee. We're going to be in other locations, but Glenn, I have to tell you, this is one of my favorite spots.
Thank you.
And we appreciate your hospitality. And
Enjoy having you.
we want to close it out, and I want to tell you this is DJ B, and remember to vape up and ride the cloud.